Hey, Master Bhogi here, certifiable yoga teacher, Rishi to the stars, 500-hour registered yoga. I need a therapist, 164th in a long line of. Is my hair okay? All right, thanks. Well, you figure it out. Bringing you, of course, all the best from the world of Maya. And today's Upadesh Insider Tips. It's really pretty easy to become certifiable. You can do it online. You can take a weekend course, find somebody else that's a certifiable yoga teacher, and pay your money, take a few hundred hours, and then you can set up shop. Set up your own studio. That's female. Studio for male, of course. And we don't mean study. And then you can even start teacher training, and then the big bucks will start rolling in. So it's important right from the get-go that you take the aggressive lead and you define for everybody what is yoga. And you don't really have to count on anybody doing any homework or doing any research at all. If you tell them that you're certified, and especially if you make a real long bio, they'll believe whatever you have to say. So you start out with telling people that yoga is something universal and then it's for everybody. And there's basically two tactics that you can take. You can either go the pure exercise route. So here you only use what we know or really is the Sanskrit Hindu word yoga. You just use that one word, and then everything else is just exercise. And this really has the biggest appeal because most people, of course, are just totally focused on their bodies. And this actually was what brings people in. And most of our certifiable teachers are, of course, women. And, you want to have a good body and show it off. That's where we come into a whole clothing line. So you want to accentuate your rear end and your boobs, especially if you have big boobs, or you can always have some plastic surgery. And this especially will bring in the guys. And especially if you charge a lot of money, then people will really think that you know what you're talking about. So you just can keep it as pure, raw exercise, and you can go anywhere that way. You can go in gymnasiums, or you can go in public schools. And then the other route that you can take, and many certifiables often do this, you add the word spiritual, and of course you completely avoid the word religion. And don't expect anybody to look up these words. So if you just say you're spiritual and not religious, because people are pretty discontented today, it'll sound good. And you can start to throw in a few more of these what are really Sanskrit Hindu terms, and it'll make you sound really chic. And the students, they know less than you do, so they'll think, wow, you really know something. And if you travel a little bit, you can throw that in, and people will just really adore you. And the more followers you get, you can even get them to start bowing to you, that's really a head trip. So if you get into the spiritual part, you can start throwing in different Sanskrit terms that sound really chic, like Kundalini and chakras and Ida and Pingala, etc. And then you really draw in their attention. Now, how do you deal with the Hindus? Well, you really don't have to worry too much because they have a long history of being taken advantage of, and they won't bother you at all. So when people come to you with certain questions, try to take those outside of class so that you don't get caught by questioning people within your class. So you can get to them privately, or if you're in a class situation, there's a couple of tried and true cliches that you can use. So you always want to say, again, that yoga is universal and yoga is for everybody. And if the word religion comes up, you can say yoga fits into anybody's religion. And of course, don't expect anybody to wonder why you use the word religion if yoga has nothing to do with religion. But it seems to work. And another tried and true one is to say, even though this is actually impossible, but we know that, but you can say yoga predates Hinduism. That's obviously a neat trick because you had to have people in a language first. So you say yoga predates Hinduism, and of course don't expect anybody to think very deeply about that. And so essentially, and you can throw in this is a 5,000-year-old tradition. And of course, 5,000 years ago they had yoga studios and yoga pants and yoga teacher training. But don't expect anybody to catch that one. So you say yoga is universal, yoga is for everybody, yoga predates Hinduism, and yoga is spiritual, but certainly not religious, and certainly not Hinduism. And then there you go. You're well on your way to becoming a bona fide certifiable yoga teacher. I hope this helped everybody. Namaste, y'all.